So when there are problems with products that are already in the market, what happens? The first thing is that the manufacturer gets notified by their customers or by patients that something is wrong. Something is either breaking, or their instructions for use aren't working right, or there's been a problem for a patient. And those reports get collected, and companies are required to track and trend all of those things to understand what's happening with their products when they're in the market. And they're required to look at that and decide, what do they need to fix? Sometimes what they need to fix is training. Sometimes it's the label. Sometimes they have a batch that had a problem. Just like in anything, if you do things in batches, you might have a batch that the manufacturing didn't work exactly right. Sometimes it's design. And the company takes a first look and decides, what are they going to do about it? Then they communicate with FDA. FDA at the same time is looking at the data they have on the rates of adverse events, reports of things that are going on in the market, letters that they get, reports they get from users of medical technology. And they also look and see what needs to be fixed and what's the right fix. Sometimes, as I said, the fix is we need to issue a new label. They send that out. Sometimes that fix is one batch of products has to come back because there's a problem with it, and they replace it with different product. And sometimes we have to notify everybody who's using the product because there's a problem. And that's done with FDA. FDA has the authority and the responsibility as well to look and see what's going on with products in the market. If they see a trend, if they're worried about the performance of a device, they speak to the company. They work together to decide what's the most appropriate way to fix the problem. Is it labeling? Is it training? Is it what we call a real recall, taking the product out of the market? And that's decided together. If FDA thinks that the company isn't doing it right, isn't taking responsibility, FDA on the device side has the authority to require that the company take an action, require that the company stop using the device, stop selling the device, take the device out of the market. So that authority is available to FDA if it's needed. But 99% of the time, if a company knows they're having a problem, they respond appropriately to it. If your business is making medical technology, the last thing you want is to have a product that causes harm in the marketplace with your name on it. So companies are really rigorous about making sure that their products work properly, safely, and consistently.